Welcome to the Mike and JD Show YouTube channel. Thank you for being here. I want you to do me a big favor before you check out this clip. I want you to hit the like button. I want you to throw in a comment and make sure you're a subscriber to this channel. And then I want you to share this video with your friends. Help us defeat the algorithm. And then if you like this content and you appreciate this content, please head over to patreon.com/The Mike and JD Show and support the show. That is how we actually get funded to be able to do this. So we thank you very much for being here. And now enjoy the clip.
Competition starting to get thick, it's the click, so I hope you work your A game. A man, no rain on the track when we unite and spit. This isn't A game, better bring your A game. Competition starting to get thick, it's the click, so I hope you work your A game. A man, no rain on the track when we.
Okada wins the Continental Championship. Is Okada winning the Continental Championship? Is that beneath Okada? And I want to know what you guys think. I happen to think not. I think that that the belt doesn't make the belt doesn't make the man. The man can make the belt. Yes, it's a brand new title. And I think that if he would have went to WWE, Okada, if he would have went to WWE, I do feel like a lot of his hardest of hardcore fans would have felt that if he would have won the United States title or the Intercontinental title, they would have felt like that's beneath him. And I would have disagreed depending on the scenario, because it's not so much about the title to me. It's how he's presented and how he's being treated. Eddie Kingston is one of their most over baby faces. The Young Bucks are the top heels in the promotion. So to me, he is being slotted very well. They're not going to put him in at the top right away because they're really top heavy right now, I would say. They're really top heavy. And so I don't think you were going to bring him in and put him right at the top. And he came in right at the same time as Ospreay. And, you know, people will get upset at this, but I think Ospreay's levels above him right now. Honestly, I think Ospreay's like levels above everybody. I think that there's no better wrestler in the world than Will Ospreay. I think his promo abilities, you know, he seems like he's been cutting promos on American television for 10 years already. He's that good. So you're not going to bring him in and then put him above Ospreay right now. That's just not going to happen. You're not going to put him in, put the world heavyweight title on him just yet. TNT title was already locked up somewhere else. So I think they brought him in and they put him with Eddie Kingston, and I thought that worked. I really liked what they did there. And now they're going to elevate the Continental Championship. And I think that's fine. I just think the Continental Championship, the concept is weird to me. So it was a tournament championship. So you win the tournament, you get the belt. In my opinion, that isn't like you don't carry the belt the whole year and defend it. Like I think that it was like King of the Ring. Like you're just the tournament champion, or like the G1. Like the winner of the G1 doesn't defend the G1 belt all year. so I think the concept is weird. So let's remove the weirdness of the concept, and let's just go with, okay, but this is the title now. Right, this is the title, right? So you got your World Heavyweight Championship, which is Samoa Joe, and then you got your international title, and then you got your Continental title, and then like right below that is your TNT title, I would say. And I think him having the Continental title, all it does is elevate that title, and I think putting a title on him right away, I think is okay. Putting him right in there with Eddie Kingston, I think is fine. And then I like the fact that match was good, but I like the fact that it wasn't a 5-star classic that went 30 minutes long. I like that part. I like he just hit his move once and defeated him. I don't think we get enough of that in AEW. In fact, I think everybody needs to cool it on some of these 5-star matches. Like it gets to be exhausting. Like look, trust me, I love great matches. Don't get me wrong, but did Will Ospreay versus Kyle Fletcher need to go fucking 30 minutes? Probably not, right? Ospreay should just beat his ass in like 15. And he didn't need to hit a bunch of finishers to do it. I kind of like what Okada did with Eddie Kingston. They just had a really good match. Very good professional wrestling match. Probably too many commercial breaks for some people, but I thought it was fine. And then he just beat him with a Rainmaker. Boom. And he cheated. He's a heel. He cheated. That's pro wrestling. So no, I don't think that. I think the presentation of Okada since day one, since he entered AEW, has been perfect. I like the slotting here. I think he's going to elevate the title, And then I think he'll move on to something else. I think when Ospreay gets that belt and he is going to get the World Heavyweight title, I think eventually we're going to get that match in AEW. And I know we've seen it several times in New Japan, but here it's different because Okada's working a different character. This is heel Okada versus a babyface Will Ospreay. And that's not something we've had before. So I like the dynamic there. They can actually work a completely different match than what they've ever done before. And I think that we get there eventually. But, Okada is not a draw yet either. He just isn't. He's a draw in Japan, but he's not like a big draw in the States yet. And that takes time. You got to be on TV for like a couple years, and the audience has to get to know you before you become a draw. It's not going to be instantaneous for him the way that I think Ospreay will be a draw sooner than Okada will be in the States. I really do. I think he's just going to get over quicker because he just the audience, you can tell the audience, every time he comes out, they just gravitate towards him. They're chanting "Holy shit" before his matches start, right? Like you just don't get that with a lot of guys. You get that with him, and I think the ticket sales and television ratings, television ratings are what they are. I think this is just what AEW gets now. And I honestly could see like this time next year, we're like 10% like it's just going to keep dropping year over year. They're just not going to, unless they hit something big, unless they get like The Rock, right? Somebody like that, I just don't see it. So I think like ratings ratings are what they are. But I think ticket sales and pay-per-view buys, I think those are going to uptick, and his merchandise sales are going to uptick at a pretty fast pace because he's just that good. And then I think Okada will move slower, but I think he gets there too. And I think you see it like catching up. Like Steve Austin was over in 1996. He was a heel, but he was over in 1996. And the arenas loved him. They were carrying the signs. They were wearing his T-shirts starting in 96, right? He had the match with Brett at Survivor Series 1996 that was like incredible. And then like 1997, he's the top babyface, but they still weren't beating WCW at that point. And ticket sales were picking up a little bit, but they weren't there yet. But by 1998, the ticket sales, the pay-per-view buys, and the television ratings had picked up to his popularity, the popularity that had been brewing for 2 years already. You know what I mean? So like it just takes time. So I think he's gonna get there. I think that he'll be